the bishop is that blended, on the one hand he is so, life is vain, and so focused on the church, and then on the other hand he's also very worldly in his values. So we've got him here already. There's a woman and these sons, as was common in churches when priests were supposed to be celibate. They weren't always. So there were lots of children running around who looked like monks. Uh, and but they were so, oh, those are my nephews. That's why we had that kind of resemblance. So in this case, notice the woman is dead, the mother is dead, and these boys are around this bed. But he has never actually, nephews, sons, they've lived their lives with him not acknowledging their mother as, or himself as father. Their mother is someone special, and so here we have them around her bed, and or his bed, and as he does this, we're also at St. Praxed's church. Praxed means peace, and if you notice, they're also associated as well with a Roman virgin. Okay, so we've got the Roman virgin, but we know that here these boys are illegitimate children, and but church for peace, and also church for peace when we argue all the time, or even as we're dead, we're still competing with Gandalf. So anyway, notice there, line 17, Gandalf, he tricked me. He got a better burial spot than the bishop's gonna have. He got a smart spot. But hey, line 20, mine's not so bad. That I'll be able to see on the pulpit side, and I'll be able to see some of the choir. I don't have the view quite that Gandalf got, but mine's a pretty good spot. But he tricked me, and he got a better burial spot. Notice there too, line 25, he wants basalt for the tomb. Very nice tombstone. And here, we want these 9 columns close by, and there, and it's going to be set about where Anselm is right now standing. And hey, I want peach marble, all of it. It needs to be peach marble. And, hey, line 31, that's going to be way better. Gandalf, yeah, he got a nice spot, but I ordered his tombstone, and it's onion stone, and it peels. It's not very good marble. And make sure, I've got a good look at Gandalf's tomb, so I can watch the tomb peeling, while I'm dead in my own tombstone. But I want, pure peach, and hey, I earned this, boys. Come close. Dad's going to tell you a secret. You know about the fire at my church? Well, it was bad. A whole lot of stuff was lost. But at least, notice here, I hope he didn't set the fire, but he certainly took advantage of it to steal their, now listen, he's not going to say he stole it, but listen, guys, if you go back there behind that tree and you look down underneath, you're going to, oh God, I don't know what it is, but if you look deep enough, you're going to find this great big lapis lazuli stone, huge stone. And notice again the irreverence and talking about it being as big as a Jew's head. Kind of makes us think about John the Baptist's head on a platter. But hey, this big stone, that's big. And hey, it's blue. And also, you talk about sacrilegious. I'm not Roman Catholic, but I'm not comfortable with talking about blue veins on the Madonna's breast. Notice this guy wouldn't be, he thinks too much about women. Even here, as he talks about the Virgin Mary, but that gorgeous blue stone. And listen, guys, I've left you in my will. I've left you everything I own. Remember, monks aren't supposed to own anything. But this bishop, high up churchman, He, in fact, has some property that he's giving them. But listen, boys, remember, get me that peachstone marble and be sure you put that big blue rock that you're going to find under that tree. Notice there, too, is that not a little, I'm uncomfortable with this idea of, here on my tombstone, between my knees, you be sure you put this big rock there, and that'll kind of look like God the Father creating the world. That's a little, doesn't sound very pious. And Gandalf will have to see me over there with that pretty blue stone, and he'll be jealous. But life goes by so quickly. So we swift as a weaver's beam. We move from these scripture references and about time passes and nothing's valued, and yet at the same time here we are worried about expensive tombstones. And listen, guys, I said basalt, but actually no, black. I want black, antique black. Let's upgrade. And you want that frieze underneath. Like those figures, carved figures like we talked about for the Parthenon. We want to put carved things on that. And notice, and that's going to be, that bronze is going to show up real nicely against that black. And notice on a bishop's tombstone, we're going to have pans and nymphs. And those little pans aren't behaving very well. Notice that one little pan has just, the little skirt there ready to pull the nymph's little garment, her last garment. So we got a little pan stripping a nymph at the same time right there beside the Savior in his Sermon on the Mount, which says such things as whoever, looks at a woman with lust in his heart has already committed adultery with her. And, also right there beside Moses, those 10 commandments, thou shalt not commit adultery. We're also going to have the Virgin St. Praxed there with her halo around her. That we've got this weird mix of very secular, very sexy images with really holy images. And again, the Renaissance would have blended such things. And this bishop very much is blending secular values with his religious ones. But then, wait, guys, they're at 63. You aren't paying attention. I think if I were one of those sons, I wouldn't pay attention either. But they're Anselm, and those who predict, come on here, listen. You guys are meaning to have a good time. You've heard I put villas in the will for you, and you're going to do that while I've got some rotten, there line 66 limestone that's going to mold, and Gandalf is going to laugh at me. No, boys, okay, if we can't quite go as expensive as that peach blossom, olive jasper. Notice we may downgrade a little, but it's still expensive. At least get me jasper. Listen, there, a pure green jasper. Get me that. And after all, guys, line 73, I'll be up there in heaven. I'll talk to St. Praxed for you. And, she'll get you. And again, these are Renaissance values. She's going to get you horses. She'll get you brown Greek manuscripts. Ooh, she's going to get you some Greek texts. Renaissance values, and certainly mistresses. And notice these mistresses have great smooth marbly limbs. Oh yes, they would be marbly, wouldn't they? And they would be mistresses. But hey, I'll get those for you guys. But you gotta make sure you carve my epitaph right. Be sure you do that. And it needs to be the best Latin. Tully, Cicero, we want the best Latin. It can't be, on Gandalf, when I fixed his tombstone, his second line, notice there that as we talk about that second line, it's the difference of, I think, one letter there. But hey, it was gaudy and that was too much. You're going to give me the best Latin, Cicero on mine. And meanwhile, I'll just lie here and I'll, through the centuries, I'll be in church and I'll watch there at line 82. Notice here the doctrine of transubstantiation, Roman Catholic belief that the wine and the bread and the wine literally become Christ's flesh and blood. while the priest is asking the communion blessing. So, while I watch God Made all day and long, I'm gonna, I'll lie here. And actually right now, notice him down around line 87 or so. He's even practicing. Here's how I'm going to look on my tombstone. I get the sheets just so, and I stretch out my legs, and I look great. And they're, and while I'm sitting there, I think about line 93, the life, my life before this, and I think about others. And notice he's starting, he is dying, and he's getting a little, there at line 95, St. Praxedis, his sermon, we're fighting in it, and your tall, pale mother, watch her eyes here. And there, that 99 is where the Latin is wrong on Gandalf. But there, your mother, here as we keep, that threat there, you're gonna buy me this tombstone 103, you're eating my heart out. You are gonna buy it, right? Otherwise, I'll just will my stuff to the Pope. Again, there. But you guys, your mother, notice the description of her eyes. They were ever as a lizard's quick. They glitter like your mother's for my soul. And meanwhile, he's telling them, I know you guys are gonna not do the tombstone right. I can tell it. Okay, line 113. Then leave me. You're ungrateful. You're gonna get me a bad tombstone. And it's gonna sweat and it's gonna be yucky and you're not gonna put the blue stone there. Oh, well, just go, line 119. I bless you. Get your, like little choir boys, get your candles, get your tapers right, and go out in a nice row and leave me here in my church so that meanwhile I'm going to keep my eye out for Gandalf and see how he's staring at me and how he's still envying me, because after all, tombstone or no tombstone, he envied me because your mother was so pretty and your mother was mine. Notice, though, back up there about the mother's eyes. Your eyes remind me of your mother's eyes. And that image there as a lizard's quick 105, they glitter like your mother's for my soul. Ah. Did the mother love him one bit more than these boys do? Because after all, glittering like a lizard's, and does he care if she loved him? She would have been in his power just like these boys, but isn't it pretty awful if both he and Gandalf and all this envy is also over a woman whose eyes glitter for his soul because she hates the life he's made for her as a woman of no reputation in a town who keeps having these illegitimate children and who isn't acknowledged and who may have been forced all the time in the first place? Oh, wow. What a bishop. The next one, My Last Duchess, is probably the most famous of Browning's poems. And notice in this one, too, that our man behind the mask is in this case, a powerful speaker who, My Last Duchess, I'm guessing to be last. It's not just My Late Duchess. It's last. She sounds like she's one in a series. And we're looking at her. Notice she's a painting, a life-size painting that took Fra Pandolf, and there Fra Pandolf would have been a monk. He worked busily a day. You don't do a gorgeous lifelike. I mean, we're to think that this artist is really good. We're also to think he is really pressured to do this painting quickly. And he's also done a great job of it. She looks lifelike. There she is. And, that piece is a wonder. So we're in the Duke's art gallery. we're here, we're going to hear he's talking to an assumed listener there, that like the bishop was talking to his nephew's sons. Here we've got him talking